back to Ainslie, who's now going to talk us through what's happening with oil. What's going on there with that black stuff, Ainsley?
Oh, look, it had a bit of a rugged week last week, didn't it? It did end up where it started. I'm just going to grab the shared screen and get back on there again. Move us over there, of course. But look, you would think that the powers that be that ran OPEC and OPEC Plus and had their little meetings and had a little chit chat about lifting their restrictions of supply and going back to pumping again, you'd think they might have remembered what happened when they did that kind of thing. Oh, I don't know, about a year ago in April, and just before COVID really crunched in Europe and took oil all the way down to zero. You'd think they would remember that. Clearly they didn't. So here we had fall off the cliff and almost back down to 65 over top. We were up around that 77 level. It was nearly 77, wasn't it, Geoff? We double checked on that. It was 76.93 or something. Anyway,
within a bee's dick, mate. Yep.
It was close. It was very close. But then we came down here, came and looked back around to this level on a daily chart, which I don't normally do, and I'm pretty finicky with trend lines. But as you can see, this is actually holding onto the trend line. It's got no close below the 100 moving EMA. That's 100 exponential moving average. Came down, had a look at that, said thanks very much. We're getting things sorted out. We'll work it all out. And it took off again. And off we went. Now we've had couple of steps up. Pretty technical, isn't it? I mean, consolidate, new high, go sideways. Oh, let's push up again. Again, you can see down here on the 4-hourly and the last Thursday evening, Friday I think it was, we've got a 200 simple moving average on the 4-hourly chart, and guess what? It's going to toggle, and it did. It toggled between the 100 moving average EMA and the 200 simple moving average, and just toggled, and that was sitting right below the weekly pivot. So between not going very far, but the important thing is if we pop over to what happened on the daily chart, we had a close above the monthly pivot. So where to next? I would say we've had a nice little consolidation. It'll probably toggle a little bit more, but my next look in here, because nothing actually makes any sense with anything else that's going on, I'm looking for an entry point, and then I'm looking for another hit up around that 75 up to R1. It's been supported now. We've got 2 closes above the monthly pivot. So let's see how we go this week. Thanks,
I get the impression, cheers, Ainsley. I get the impression that commodities may be on the cusp. Have you got that feeling?
I've got that. I mean, look, gold's been going sideways for how long? Oil has, OPEC and IEAs and everything else that they've had thrown at it. So it has had a really good rally, but it's also had a really good pullback. Iron ore also had a good rally this week. Coal, off it went. Copper is taken off. And look, let's see. So I think the commodities, and they all say are coming out of a pandemic, and whilst some of us are still in lockdown for the foreseeable future, there are other countries that have got themselves organised with vaccinations, and they're moving ahead, and they're getting things back together, and they're doing things like getting on a plane and having a freaking holiday somewhere that's not in their own backyard. So yeah, there are those other demands outside this little bubble that are all starting to kick back in again.
Yeah, I think it depends on your stance on that, really, doesn't it?
It does, and that's my caveat to that is, how does the Delta variant?
Yep. There's a big question mark there, isn't there?
Yeah, there's a big question mark. How's that going to go? How's that going to actually impact the whole lovely idea. Because gosh, we're seeing it just hit so hard here. It's not funny. So
Yep.
has that been priced into markets? Probably not at this stage, because I think a lot of people think, right, great, fantastic. Reading some articles about people, Aussie expats living in Seattle, where they've got an incredible percentage of their population is vaccinated, and they're talking about over 12-year-olds as well. Absolutely vaccinated up to, I think they're up around 74% or something. I think I was reading. Yet they were absolutely decimated when COVID first came to them last year. It came to their city, and it's just how they see it and how they're looking at it now, saying, well, the vaccinations helped. Yes, we understand the Delta, but to them, everything's back to normal. Who knows?
Yep. And you've got 50,000 cases apparently per day in the United States at the moment, some of which, I don't know what percentage of which, have been fully vaccinated, and some have also had the virus before. What the outcome of that is, nobody knows at the moment. So, we're not in a clear picture at the moment, I don't believe, as far as COVID's concerned. So, yeah, I guess it's just watch this space.
Yep.
Trade what's in front of you is probably where we're at.
Yeah.
Yep.
And don't look for really, really long trades at the moment.
Yeah, I had a few trailing stops taken out last week, but they were in good shape, so not really concerned.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, mate.
Oil. See you later.
Thank you so much. Oils are not oils at the moment. We will see